What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. If you do decide to subscribe, then don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see more content just like this. Now then, this is just a quick one. I thought it might interest you if you are a fan of Apple TV or if you subscribe to Apple TV. Apparently, Apple plans to spend $1 billion a year on movies, which is going to mean more theatrical releases. Is that something that interests you? I had Apple TV. I've had it a couple of times and I've had it for free. I've paid for it when it was $5.99 a month. And then I got it for free because I bought an Apple TV box. Then I bought some other Apple hardware and had Apple TV for a while. And I never watched it. I watched a couple of movies. I watched that Greyhound thing with Tom Hanks. And that was a bit meh. That was a bit boring. You could tell it was just all green screen. Wasn't very good. I watched a little bit of that sea and just thought it was silly. I didn't understand how anyone could create a whole civilization and make clothes and go hunting and know where things were and carve axes and build huts and ride horses and know what a horse was if everyone on the planet is blind. So that was silly. But they're going to spend $1 billion. They're going to try and get movies into cinemas and have at least a month's theatrical release and then put them on the platform in some attempt to kind of raise the profile of Apple TV. But even that doesn't really appeal to me. But what that article says is that Coda aside, I think Coda's is it a movie or a series? I don't know. Apple TV Plus has yet to really become synonymous with hit movies the way the company clearly wants it to. Rather than simply acquiring the distribution rights to more promising projects, Apple's next move to boost its streaming platform's profile involves making a bigger push into physical theatres in coming years. Bloomberg has reported that Apple has plans to spend $1 billion annually to produce more original films that will have theatrical releases in thousands of cinemas running for a month at a minimum. A movement to get audiences used to thinking of Apple Studios and Apple TV Plus as serious players in the movie game. You can be serious players in the movie game for that kind of money, but your product has to be good. You have to hire the right people. And if you're going to go down the route of so many of what Hollywood's studios are doing right now and ticking boxes, and just to hell with the story and the characterizations and the plot, just fill it with ticking boxes. Make sure it's very diverse. Doesn't matter what the film's about. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, bring it on, diversity. I've seen diversity since I was a kid, and I've never had a problem with it. The amount of films I've watched, every single film I've seen has been diverse and had some form of representation. But now it seems to be at the forefront. You can spend $1 billion a year. How many movies is that going to get you? If you're wanting blockbusters, you're going to get 5 movies. It's going to cost you at least $200 million nowadays. Half of that budget's probably spent on CGI, and then you've got marketing and stuff like that. It's like $1 billion a year on movies to go into. Don't forget, if your movie's $100 or $150 million, you have to double that price to add in all the marketing, because you're going to have to market it to sell it to people, to get them to come and pay their money to sit in the cinema to watch your movie. So you're looking at least 300 or 400 million. So now you're down to 2.5 movies, which isn't enough in my eyes. But it says it's going to have theatrical releases in thousands of cinemas running for a month at a minimum. A movement to get audiences used to thinking of Apple Studios and Apple TV Plus as serious players in the movie game. No plans have been finalised or announced just yet. Apple, which is relatively new to the business of releasing its projects in cinemas at a scale, is said to have been in talks with other studios about partnerships intended to ease the logistical process. Well, you're going to have to. You're going to have to get at least 3 or 4 different sort of production companies involved to get it up and running, cast the right people, have the right cinematographers, have the right costume department, art department, prop houses, actors, writers. You can't just go in half-hearted and expect it to work out for you spending that amount of money. And how's it going to affect the people that are paying for the streaming service? After all, this project has to be paid for. So are you going to put the price up? I think it's now $7 or $8.99 for Apple TV here in the UK. So what's it going to be? $10 or $12 in the States, and then you're going to be spending $1 billion on movies, and then the costs are going to overrun. I guarantee you'll probably be $1.5 billion plus, and then you're gonna put the price of the streaming service up, and then people are just going to be leaving in droves and go to a different platform like Netflix, which has just got thousands of movies and thousands of TV shows. Apple Plus has not got anything like it's got its own stuff, and it's all kind of fresh and unique. But for me personally, it hasn't got a great deal to offer. It's very, I find it limited. Don't think it's as sustainable as it likes to think it is. What we will be getting is the likes of Matthew Vaughn's thriller Argylle, which I find an interesting project, and I'm going to do a video on it very soon. It's going to star Dua Lipa, yes, the artist, the singer. It's going to have Henry Cavill and Ridley Scott's Napoleon historical drama starring Joaquin Phoenix are reportedly being considered for the first wave of Apple features that would run for a month at minimum in theatres. Wouldn't be the first time Apple's put its pictures in traditional theatres. Amazon recently announced its own intention to invest $1 billion annually in films that will have theatrical releases. But the reports come at a time when streamers across the board have been reassessing their content spending in order to work towards sustainable profitability. And that's the key, sustainability. You've got to keep your patrons and your customers interested in the product. So you've got to bring them something fresh every day. You can go on Amazon, you can go on Netflix, and now you've got like Paramount Plus, you've got HBO Max, which changed its name to Max, which just sounds stupid. Why would you change your name from Home Box Office, which is what's kept it like it, that is the name that everyone recognises, and now you're just going to call it Max? It sounds shit. But anyway, they've got things on there, like Paramount's got the back catalogue of Paramount movies, so everything they've ever made is probably going to be on there, and TV shows and all the rest of it. So you're never going to run out of things to look for, to watch. Having said that, their competitor Netflix has signalled that it might not be ready to go all in on theatres, and I don't think that Netflix needs to be fair. I know Netflix has come under fire for some very dodgy decision making in some of its programming, and some of it's just, I mean, look at the shambles that it's involved with at the minute with The Witcher. They're just about to release the third season, and it's just been an absolute shit show for everyone involved. So, but Netflix is still, I think it's a pretty strong contender. It's got thousands of movies. It's got a great back catalogue. If you want to see good movies, decent movies, look at some of the older films from the 70s, 80s and 90s that are currently on Netflix. It doesn't need to go into cinema. My prediction for the cinema, and I'll say this and I'll say it again, my prediction for the cinema is it will be dead within a decade. There won't be any cinemas. There won't be any need for cinemas. I mean, you can get 60, 70, 80-inch TVs now. I'm lucky enough to have a projector. I've got a little space in my house, and I've got a projector and I can watch on a big screen anytime I want, anything I want, just about. I don't need to go and spend £40 at the cinema to watch a film that might be absolute garbage. So I don't think cinemas will be doing as well as they would like to be within a decade. I think we're gonna see another demise, like we did in the 80s when the home video came out, VHS video cassettes, and you could just go and rent a video for $2.99, and you could have it for 2 days, and you could watch it as many times as you want, and you'd have your mates round or you would go to your mates. Because we couldn't afford one, we had to go to your posh mates to watch a video like John Carpenter's The Thing, Escape from New York, Mad Max 2, Police Academy, Porky's, just classic movies. We'd all sit round. Life of Brian, Monty Python, The Holy Grail. Watch the crap out of them. Yeah, and then they saw a decline in cinema. And then cinema was revived by the Cineplex and the Multiplex, where it just became a social event. And the cinemas made the money on the likes of concessions like popcorn, sweets and stuff like that. They still do to this day. That's why it costs 40 quid. Anyway, what do you think? Does this make you more interested in joining Apple Plus TV or Apple TV or whatever it's called? The fact that they're going to spend $1 billion on movies. Does that make you more interested in signing up to watch their content? Me personally, no. Let me know what you think though in the comments down below. And thanks for watching if you've watched this far. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye now.